It was around 2:30 in the night. The road was completely silent and deserted. A factory nearby was releasing smoke that looked strangely beautiful under the dim streetlights. But at the same time, it felt unsettling. I was standing in the middle of that lonely road when suddenly a completely black cat rushed past me. It was holding a white pigeon in its mouth. My heart skipped a beat. My mother's words instantly echoed in my mind. If a black cat crosses your path, something bad always happens. I stood there for a moment. Then, without thinking, I started walking in the direction where the cat had gone. The further I went, the emptier the road became. There was something unnatural about that silence. Something I had always feared. Time kept passing, 30 minutes, but there was no sign of the cat. I stopped for a moment to rest. That's when I noticed something at the edge of the road. At first, I thought it was just my imagination, but when I looked closely, I froze. There was a child sitting there. I adjusted my glasses and looked again. Yes, a small child, alone, sitting in that darkness. I checked my watch.
3:30 a.m.
My chest tightened. What is a child doing here at this time? I thought. I tried to calm myself. Maybe he is lost. Maybe he needs help. So I walked toward him. Son, what are you doing here alone? Do you need help? I asked. The child slowly turned toward me, and at that exact moment, I woke up violently. I was drenched in sweat despite the cold night. My breathing was heavy. I immediately grabbed a glass of water and drank it in one go. I looked at the clock.
3:30 a.m.
The same time, the same moment. I froze. Why do I always have such terrifying dreams? I whispered to myself. But then, the dream started replaying in my mind. The child, his face covered in blood, and in his hands, that same black cat, half-eaten. And then he said, "Uncle, this cat used to trouble me." He stood up and started walking toward me. That's when I woke up. But after that, I couldn't sleep the entire night. In the morning, I went to the office without breakfast. I kept thinking about that dream the entire way. Something felt wrong, deeply wrong. So I decided to visit a psychiatrist. At the office, I tried to keep myself busy. I called all pending files. I was drinking coffee and reading when my assistant Aliyah entered the room. "Sir, these are the remaining files you requested." "Okay, keep them on the table," I replied without looking at her. Then I suddenly called her again. "Wait, Aliyah." But I froze, because beside her stood a child. The same child, the same from my dream. My coffee cup almost slipped from my hand. My body went cold. I stared at him in shock. Before I could say anything, Aliyah smiled and said, "Sir, this is my nephew Mani. His parents died in an accident 2 years ago. He lives with me." I forced myself to calm down. Maybe it was just my imagination. Maybe I was overthinking because of that dream. But deep inside, a fear was growing. The day passed strangely. I drank too much coffee, avoided food, and couldn't focus on anything. When I was leaving the office in the evening, I saw Mani again, sitting with Aliyah. I tried to leave quickly, but suddenly, the child broke a toy in his hands and said calmly, "Auntie, it used to bother me." My blood ran cold. I left immediately. On the way home, I kept thinking, this is not a coincidence. This child, this dream, something is connected. I went to a psychiatrist and told him everything. He said it was stress, lack of sleep, and overthinking. He gave me medicine. That night, I took the medicine and slept quickly. But at exactly 3:30 a.m., I woke up again. Bang, bang, bang. Someone was hitting my door violently. I turned on the lamp, looked at the clock.
3:30 a.m.
My body went numb. The same time again. The knocking became louder. No, This cannot be coincidence. I slowly walked to the door and opened it. Outside stood Aliyah and Mani, both completely drenched in rain. Thunder roared, lightning flashed. But something was wrong. The toy in Mani's hand was now repaired. Aliyah cried, "Sir, please help us. We have no one except you." I let them inside, but I felt something terrible. When I looked at Mani, he was smiling continuously, a strange, disturbing smile. Then suddenly, I looked at Aliyah's legs, and I froze. Her legs were twisted, unnatural, horrifying, like something not human. I stepped back in fear. I ran into my room and locked the door, and called the police. On the call, a voice answered. It was Aliyah's voice. My hands started shaking. When I turned around, I saw blood on a knife in my hand. And then, the doctor entered the room.